Most gyms think that their first conversion moment is the tour, but it isn't. The first conversion moment is the call or the completed call, because that's the moment a stranger decides whether you're worth giving time to. No calls, no conversations, no appointments, no tours, and no sales. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 things. What I actually mean by calls, why this KPI matters so much, how you should be tracking it, and how to improve it quickly. So let's start with the definitions. When I say calls, I mean outbound calls only, not inbound inquiries, not WhatsApp messages, not reception answering the phone. Even in a digital age, nothing outperforms human-to-human conversation. These are calls your team makes to new leads, no-shows, old leads, follow-ups, ex-members, referrals, the list goes on. Outbound calls are effort-based, and effort can be controlled. That's why effort-based KPIs are where performance is built. Here's the key idea. Calls are not admin. Calls are the first test of your sales system, specifically this conversion, call to appointment ratio. I've said before, I will talk about the big 4 ratios in coming videos because they are really important, essential in fact, to the sales system. Your call to appointment percentage tells you 2 things, the skill of your calls and the quality of your leads. If you can't consistently convert leads into appointments, nothing downstream can ever perform well. And that's why calls matter. They're also important because they're the most controllable part of sales. You can't fully control lead quality. You can't fully control the market. You can't control no-shows. You can't fully control conversion, but you can control how many calls get made, how fast they get made, and how often they're repeated. One of the biggest hidden killers of sales is slow speed to lead. If speed to lead is slow, fix nothing else. Fast speed to lead alone can lift conversion without changing a single word of script. AI can absolutely help here, and I highly recommend it, but even so, every lead should receive human-to-human contact, and speed matters. Let's talk tracking. First, outbound call attempts. How many dials were made? Second, we track outbound connects. How many became real conversations? Third, we track the speed to lead, the time from inquiry to first call. And fourth, if the prospect booked an appointment or not. Finally, we want to track the goal and the trigger of the prospect. If the skill of the call is good enough, you'll be able to emotionally connect with the prospect on the call and establish goal and trigger. And that will help you later on during your tour. And that's it. If you don't know this detail, you don't actually know what's happening in your sales operation. The next problem, call coverage. 1 call is not follow-up, and this should be the minimum standard. So day 0, the day you receive the lead, 3 attempts. Day 1, 2 attempts. Day 2, 2 attempts. Day 3 to 7, 1 attempt per day. And then if there's no contact, no conversation, we nurture. This isn't aggressive, this is professional follow-up. Once you connect, your job is not to sell, your job is to qualify and to understand. Now I use a very simple qualification framework called LTRQ, and that stands for, do you live or work locally? Are you training at the moment? What results they're looking for? And then based on those questions, if they're qualified. Live or work locally tells you if they're even logistically viable. Training at the moment tells you whether you're dealing with a beginner, a returner, or someone already active. This helps you with the complexity of your conversation. Results tell you what outcome actually matters to them and often how serious they are. And then qualified is the decision based on the answers to those questions. Based on those answers, is this a real opportunity worth booking and worth pursuing? LTRQ keeps calls structured. It stops waffle, it stops guessing, and it creates consistent decision-making across the team. Qualification creates clarity, and clarity makes appointments easy. Let's talk about targets. Every salesperson should have a daily call target, but that target should not be random and it should not be the same for everyone. It should be calculated backwards from their output. So you start with their required sales per day to hit target. Then use 3 of the big 4 ratios. I will discuss these in further detail in future videos, but the big 4 ratios are call to appointment percentage, appointment to tour percentage, tour to sale percentage, and sale to POSR percentage. But the 3 we will use, working backwards, are tour to sale, appointment to tour, and call to appointment. Working backwards, the chain looks like this: sales, tours, appointments, calls. If someone needs 1 sale per day and their tour to sale ratio is 33%, then they need 3 tours. Simple maths. If their appointment to tour ratio is 70%, they need around 4 or 5 booked appointments. And if their call to appointment ratio is 25%, they need around 18 to 20 completed calls. And that becomes their daily call target. No guesswork, just clarity based on actual output and proven skill. More skilled salespeople have better ratios, and better ratios mean lower volume required for the same level of output. Less skilled salespeople need higher volume. And it's not punishment, it's just reality. Volume bridges the gap while skill is being developed. And this is how you individualize targets, and this is how you coach properly. This is how you stop guessing. Let's summarize. Call KPIs are outbound only. They're the first conversion moment in the system. They are the first and only fully controllable KPI. They are the foundation of the entire sales system. Fix calls first. Everything else becomes easier. And one final reminder, when I say calls, I mean outbound, completed calls only, not inbound inquiries, not WhatsApp messages, not reception answering the phone. Even in a digital world, nothing beats human-to-human conversation. The next videos, we move to KPI number 2, that's appointments. What counts, what looks good, and how to reduce no-shows.